In this video, I'm going to break down the A.R.C method that can massively increase how well your child listens to you. And there are 3 simple parts to this method that you need to learn and do consistently to follow through on what you say. So if you want to have less conflict and stress when you need your child to do something, I hope you watch all of this and give it a try. And if you haven't seen one of my videos before, I'm Dr. Jacque, and through my clinical work and online programs, I've helped hundreds of families deal with ADHD and anxiety. I make videos so more parents can get access to the help they need. So before we dive into the A.R.C method, I hope you can tap the like button below. It'll help more families find this video and find the support they deserve. Before we start, remember this. The A.R.C method works best after you've given clear instructions first. How you say things matters, and it's not really fair to enforce something that wasn't clear in the first place. So how you follow through on your instructions, meaning what you do and say after an instruction, really only matters after you've given an effective instruction. My boss method video gives you a step-by-step way to give better instructions, especially for kids with ADHD. So I'll link it at the end. You need to learn that too, so you can have more success with the method in this video. So to show you how the A.R.C method works, I'm going to use real parent examples from my 12-week ADHD program. I've changed specific details and combined responses to protect privacy, but you'll be able to see how this method applies to real-life situations and also see the kinds of feedback I give to parents in the program. Now, let's take a look at these submissions from the daily tasks in the program and see if you can spot the first part of the A.R.C method in the parents' responses. In this first one, the parent says, "Pick up your cup from the floor so it doesn't get knocked over and spill." The child says, "Okay," but doesn't actually do it. Then the parent says, "Pick up your cup or I will help you." The child picks up the cup. And then the parent says, "Good job. Now go put it in the kitchen." The child runs to the kitchen with the cup. The parent says, "Thanks for taking your cup to the kitchen." One thing I want to say is that the parent's initial instruction could be improved here too, but you'll have to check out my boss method video for more on that. Right now, I'm just focusing on what you do after giving an instruction. So here's another example. Notice what the parent says after their instruction. The parent said they were walking into a dance class at night and said, "Walk next to me so I can see you." The child says, "Okay," and walks right next to them. Then the parent says, "Thanks for listening. It's safer to walk together." Did you notice what these parents consistently said after they gave an instruction? It has to do with what the parent said after their child did what they told them to. This first part of the A.R.C method is something that many parents forget to do, including me sometimes, but it's crucial if you want to encourage your child to listen more. In these examples, the parents acknowledged right away that the child did what they were told. They gave attention to the right behavior, reinforcing what they wanted their child to do. Now, here is the feedback I would give to these parents and the reasons behind it. Do you notice anything different between the 2 acknowledgments of the parent in the first example? Yes, the parent needed to repeat their instruction at first, and I'll get to that in a few, but there's something else. Notice how after the first instruction, the parent said, "Good job." Now this is okay, but it would be made even stronger if they would have specified what the good job was for. Similar to how they did with their second acknowledgement where they said, "Thanks for taking your cup to the kitchen." It's pointing out the specific behavior, taking the cup to the kitchen. But a good acknowledgement doesn't just have to repeat the behavior. A simple "thanks for listening," like in the second example, is specific too. Just make sure you tie your acknowledgement to a specific behavior. That's how you'll encourage even more of that appropriate behavior in the future. Plus, it just makes your interaction more pleasant and positive, which is what you want more of too. So that's the first part of the A.R.C method. Be sure to acknowledge when your child did what you said every time and as specifically as you can. Oh, and there's one other thing here. Notice the parent's response in the second example. "Thanks for listening. It's safer to walk together." Adding the reason after your acknowledgement is great because it further emphasizes the reason for following what you said. But what do you do when things are not so straightforward and your child doesn't follow what you said right away? This is where the second part of the A.R.C method comes in. Actually, it was there in the first example I gave too. Did you catch it? The parent just did it so seamlessly and then the child listened right away, so it was easy to miss. In that first example, when the parent said to pick up the cup, the child said, "Okay," but then didn't actually do it. So then the parent said, "Pick up the cup," or here's another example from my program. This parent said, "The bus will come soon. Please start getting dressed." And then they said, "If you don't start getting dressed, I will need to help you." And then they said, "Thanks for following directions." In these examples, the parents did not jump to giving a consequence right away for not listening. They did introduce a consequence, which I'll get to in a second, but they gave a reminder of what the initial instruction was first. This is why the R in the ARC method stands for reminder. Sometimes kids, especially kids with ADHD, need a moment to process what you've said or to shift their attention. Or sometimes they simply need to know that you're serious about what you're telling them to do, especially if you typically give your child a lot of instructions that haven't consistently been followed or enforced. So before I get to the part about giving the actual consequence, I want you to make an improvement to another parent's submission. How can they make their reminder stronger? This parent says, "Please put on your shoes so we can leave." And then the parent says, "I'm waiting for you." The parent said they remained quiet and calm, and the child eventually put the shoes on and came to the door. So yes, this parent did kind of give a reminder with, "I'm waiting for you," but this could have been made stronger by saying something like, "Put on your shoes," or something. With the reminder, it's important to repeat what your instruction was in case your child missed it the first time or got distracted and forgot. You'll minimize more conflict because your communication is clearer. The other important part of the reminder in the ARC method is to introduce a consequence. Now, this part takes a bit of prep work, so I'll explain that more in a minute. But first, I want to remind you to tap the like button and subscribe to help support this channel. It takes a lot of work to make these videos, and your support motivates me to continue doing so. Know that your reminder should also include a simple statement of the possible consequence for not doing what you said. It's not a threat. It's just a neutral statement about what will happen or what you will do if they don't listen. The most recent example I gave was missing that piece. For younger kids, the consequence might be something like, "Or I will help you do it," or "I will do it for you." For older kids, it may be a reminder of what will naturally happen, like you'll miss the bus and be late to school. Or it could be something that's closely tied to whatever you said. If you don't put on your helmet, your bike goes into storage for the day. But before you dole out the actual consequence, if they do what you said after your reminder, that's great. What do you think I tell you to say? Yeah, acknowledge it as soon as they did what you said. Okay, but what if they still don't do it even after your reminder? That's when you move to the final step of the ARC method, the consequence. And this consequence is going to be whatever you just reminded them of. So with your reminder, you gave them a second chance to do what you said, and now you can give the actual consequence and say something like, "You didn't do what I told you to, so now you may have to run to catch the bus," or "So now I'll help you put on your coat." I think following through with the consequence is where many people get stuck, though. It's hard to come up with a consequence on the spot, and just giving one in the moment is often less effective because it's hard to stick with it when you don't have a plan. You need to plan ahead of time. So to help you learn what consequences are most effective for kids with ADHD, watch this video next. And if you missed my video about the BOSS method for giving effective instructions, tap on the one below. As always, put your relationships first, and I'll see you in the next video.